Hey everybody, it's Chris back with another review for the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. You'll have to forgive my constant wiping, but it's summer in the desert and boy is it hot. Today's selection comes from a brewery that is near and dear to my heart. When I was living in Olympia, Washington, I went to this place, I almost nightly, drinking their beers, and so I'm fond of this particular brewery, and that is the Fishtail Brewing Company, or Fish Brewing, actually Fishtail Beers Fish Brewing Company. This is their Beyond the Pale Ale with a 5% ABV. I paid $1.99 for this. According to Untapped, it has 35 IBUs. American Pale Ales usually come in between 4.5 and 6.2 ABV, so at 5% it's right in the range. And typically IBUs for an American Pale Ale are between 30 and 50, so at 35 it's right in range. A few quick things about pale ales in general. Moderate to strong hop aroma, low to moderate maltiness in both aroma and flavor. Possible fruity esters in both aroma and flavor. Pale to golden amber, off-white with good retention. Mid to light to medium light to medium mouthfeel. Prior to the IPA craze, pale ale was the most well-known and popular American beers. It began in the 17th century when newly invented coke ovens allowed maltsters to avoid burning malt for the first time. So there's the rundown on pale ales for you. Everything you ever wanted to know about pale ale and then some. 15 World Beer Awards, world's best beer, it says according to this label right here. I wanted to show something to you guys because I thought this is kind of funny. Now it says spawned on date notched above, and it has every month of the year. I'm going to show you. Get in there. Anybody see any notches in that? So I have no idea when this was actually made. The notch machine apparently did not make contact with the label, so I'm not really sure when it came. But I tell you what, I am glad to see these beers down here. I would love it if more Olympia beers made it down here. And when I was on Untapped, I noticed that this is now a macro brewery, which is kind of surprising to me, but I do know that they bought another division called Leavenworth Beers. So if you ever see a Leavenworth beer on your shelf, that's also from Fish Brewing Company. But the Fishtail, their brewery is across the street from their brew pub, and it kind of comes down into a small valley of sorts. That's the area known as the Fish Bowl. So if you're ever in Olympia, Washington, or if you're making a drive, say up to Seattle, Olympia is only 60 miles down the road, down the I-5. Go check out Olympia. Really cool town. Lots of great breweries and bars, and it's a great scene in Olympia. You'll like it a lot. It's a really cool place. Anyway, especially if you're a beer fanatic, there's plenty of great places. There's a place called Gravity Bottle Shop you should definitely check out. So I think I've done enough to hype up Fish Brewing in Olympia, Washington. Let's see how this bad boy pours. Okay, that is almost a dark golden. Just, well, I'm actually going to call that brassy. And man, am I getting a lot of alcohol smell. I mean, as I'm pouring this, I'm getting some serious alcohol smell. Okay, now I'm getting the fruity esters, a lot of the malt. It's almost like a little bit of coconut smell to it. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Getting a little bit of yeastiness, which is supposed to be okay. You're supposed to be able to, if you smell a little bit of yeastiness in your pale ale, that's fine. It's not supposed to be one of the predominant flavors. I'm only getting it because I'm inhaling deeply. Pale ales are supposed to have fairly resilient heads. This is very resilient. I see almost no bubbles popping. This head ain't going nowhere. It's just very hazy. And I smell the fruit, I smell the malt, and I smell alcohol. A little surprised that a 5% ABV would have such a high alcohol smell, but anyway, let's get to drinking. Cheers. It's got a dry finish. I'd say about a medium. I'd hold it at a strong medium, maybe not quite medium low, but medium. Mouthfeel, it's It's very biscuity tasting, pale ales are often described as having a biscuity flavor, even a biscuity aroma, oftentimes. Let's kill this bottle. It's sweet. It's almost it's like a sweet biscuit sort of flavor. So there's that dryness, and this is a really good pale ale. I forget the name of their other. They've got an organic pale ale, which I think was their flagship pale ale, and I liked it. But I gotta say that out of between the two, this one is my preferred, the Beyond the Pale Ale. Um, Pardon. The oh so slightest bit of caramel flavor is in here, and I do mean oh so slight. Uh, so this is actually held very true to the standards that I read in BJCP as to flavor and complexity. It's I am getting a little bit of the hoppiness, but just a little bit. There's not a whole lot of hoppiness to this. And again, I apologize for the constant. I apologize for that too. I apologize for the constant wiping away of sweat, but I'm a fat guy and I live in the desert, and it's July. So, but this is a. I'm going to say if you're a pale ale fan, this is definitely a beer you should check out. If pale ales are one of your favorite varieties, then definitely check this beer out. $1.99 for this 12-ounce bottle. 35 IBUs. Honestly, it didn't even seem like that many, but you know, as the bitterness comes a little bit on the aftertaste. Aftertaste is very dry, and this is a hell of a beer. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to give this. I think this is going to get a 4.25 on Untapped. Honestly, this is a great beer, and I'm digging it a lot. So, until next time, drink good beer, don't break the bank doing it, and cheers.